We've been walking like this for like an hour.
We just crossed
Three
three
rivers.
rivers. Josiah took me on his back. And
This is part of the beauty of spending time in the jungle. Welcome to the rainforest.
Bienvenidos a nuestro canal. Si deseas ver este episodio en español, haz clic en la parte superior de la pantalla.
We're Josiah and Lauda, and we exchanged traditional comforts for a life filled with adventure, peace, and freedom when we moved into our van Paz in June of 2021.
join us as we explore alternative ways of living outside the system. Welcome to our home for 2 weeks.
Yeah, so we've been here for a little while now doing a volunteer project, which is one of 2 volunteer projects that we've done back to back. Super cool experiences, very different, each of them.
So we're working in a volunteer project, and this is our 3rd day. We're cleaning this room, and we will try to fix this roof.
We've been sanding the roof. Yesterday we cleaned on top of the roof. It was filled with leaves and dirt and all sorts of things.
So this is the house where we are staying doing the volunteer project, and the beach is just right here, so we enjoy the ocean all day. It's amazing.
Why are we doing a volunteer project?
It's a good way to travel.
Our initial interest was the fact that we don't have to pay for lodging. A lot of volunteer projects, you don't have to pay for food either, which saves a lot of money.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's been a lot more than just that.
We have been in Puerto Lopez for a week now. We are doing a volunteer project, and today is our last day. We're gonna paint a roof that we have to take off from the room. Josiah is cleaning a little bit.
We've been doing 4 hours a day, which gives us a lot of free time after we finish doing our work. We cut the hedges, we climbed on top of the roof to clean out the gutters, we've sanded a bunch of wood, and yeah, it's really cool to see how different the place looks. We've done a lot of work and we can see our progress, so that feels pretty fulfilling.
We decided to do this volunteer project in a farm, and I don't know if people that are watching knows how hard it is to work in a farm, but it's hard. So we didn't choose this volunteer because it was an easy project.
Yeah, but it's been really rewarding and we've learned so much. I think that's one thing that it's easy to overlook, like just how much we've been able to learn through these projects, because we're able to work side by side with people that are experts in this field. And this is something that I know for myself, like I had no experience in. So we just got off the bus. We're heading to the finca where we're doing a new volunteer project.
Yeah, we don't know the distance we have to walk. Maybe we will try to hitchhike. I'm excited, it's my first time.
The map looks like it's about 7 kilometers down this road, which is a dirt road, so we don't expect to be able to get a taxi. So we're gonna try doing some hitchhiking and see how it goes. We're not super sure what we're gonna be working on, but we're excited for a new project.
Doing this volunteer project, I already knew that it wasn't easy. Especially we don't have like electricity. We are very far from
No internet.
And the closest city, like small city, is like 35 minutes by bus, and then 1 hour walking to take the bus. And it has been an adventure. I was so excited to hitchhike for the first time, but 5 minutes walking and a bus came up. But now we are in Camarones. This is like a small town, but we have to walk.
5 people.
Yeah. We have to walk for 20 minutes to get to our destination. Ay, qué lindo. We had got really wet many times. We have been working in the rain, but as you said, it's very rewarding, because I think that especially with farming or planting, I feel like I'm adding life to this world, and for
Yeah.
me that's beautiful. We got home finally.
We made it. No electricity, so this is what we have to work with. It's time to cook.
Yeah, it was an adventure,
Yes. And I
and
saved
we saved one.
$1 bus fare that we did not have to pay because we walked a long ways. It gives such a unique experience into the way someone else lives. So we think it's been really special doing volunteer projects because we've been able to have a local experience, an authentic, raw experience in the communities that we're visiting. So I think a lot of people, they say they want to go travel, but for us, it's not just about seeing different places, it's also experiencing the culture. And this has been a really cool way to be able to do that.
Yeah, of course. I feel like I know Ecuadorians.
One of the really cool things about this volunteer project is how much we've been able to learn. I didn't know anything about planting, and now we're actually creating our own compost. So I knew about the compost that you would use like with organic materials, the food that you don't use. But here they're planting so many things that they have to create additional compost. And so we're collecting leaves and branches that have fallen off of trees, and we're going through this composting process in order to create this beautiful dirt that we're then using to plant all of these different things. It's a really cool process.
Another good thing about doing volunteers, you can make friends, and maybe they can connect you with someone else. That's what happened with us, right?
Yeah. Some people volunteer by like joining an app where they get to look at the profiles of the specific criteria they're looking for in their volunteer project. But for us, I was volunteering when we did the meditation retreat, and someone that I was working there with recommended this volunteer project, and then the guy that we're volunteering with now asked if we could volunteer with his sister at a different location for a week before we got here. And it's been cool because we get to contrast the unique experiences, and it's not just different people, but different locations, different cultures, different everything.
Yeah, and also like it's a good opportunity to be open to new experiences and to let life decide. Like when you are open to go out from your comfort zone, you let life to surprise you in so many ways. And doing a volunteer is kind of that.
Yes, we haven't spent any time being bored. We've just had new and interesting experiences, and I think leaving space for the universe to kind of guide us to the people that we're meant to be in contact with, to the places we're meant to go, rather than making decisions, just kind of leaving it up to life and saying, you know, we want to go experience this country. Let's see who we meet and what we do. We're here planting turmeric, but this isn't the only crop that is being planted here. There are multiple levels of different crops. So you have bananas, you have corn, you have beans, you have spices, all being planted in the same terrain. So it's not only good for the soil, but it also allows the people living here to live off of the land rather than just doing one crop and then selling that crop. Here they have all the food they need to live off of.
If you don't have the contacts to do a volunteer like us, maybe you can pay for an app and website.
And you can decide what your priorities are too. Like for us, it definitely was like what we were interested in coming to a farm, but it was also like the timing, right? Like this is when we're in Ecuador, so we wouldn't have been able to do it if it was a month in the future. The location,
Being in
right?
nature.
Yeah, like we were traveling up the coast and these two volunteer projects appeared in the perfect geographical location, but some people, you know, they focus on other things, and that's totally fine. It's just a matter of like finding the right fit.
Maybe if you have a talent and you want to like to do a project with that, if you're interested in, you can do whatever job they offer. That's the good thing about the app. So you can apply the job that you prefer.
At least we don't have to use sunscreen.
We volunteer in this lady's house, I was really confused. Like, we arrived at night, and the next morning I wake up, and I didn't know, like, what time I'm supposed to start working or what are the projects, because it wasn't clear. So for me, that was not the best part.
It wasn't super structured.
Exactly. So it was a little bit uncomfortable, but we had like the ocean. Just
Yeah,
like
it was a beautiful location.
crossing the street.
Most volunteer projects, you're not going to be working all day, so you might think like, why would I go travel somewhere and then have to work all day and not get to experience the place that I'm traveling to? We're only working 4 hours a day, so we get the whole rest of the day to go swimming in the ocean or explore the city or go hiking or whatever it is we want to do. I think the biggest benefit has been being in nature, learning new skills with farming, with planting, with cultivating, and just such a special location.
I have some relatives in my family that they are from the countryside. So when I was a kid, I had that contact with nature and with farming. So I know how it's a farm and how it works. But still, I'm learning how to do the compost, and also we're doing exercise, like a lot of exercise.
I don't mind working, and like I said, getting to just do part days and then have so much free time and explore a new place, save money, and experience the local culture. That's my experience. So I only have good things to say about it. I've talked to a lot of people that think we have tons of money because we're traveling all the time, and like, wow, they're so jealous, like, wow, I wish I had your life. I've heard people say that.
Our life is not easy.
And I love the life that we've created, that we continue to create, and I think that this is just one example that it's not exactly as it appears. Like, we still work, we still do things that are fulfilling for us. And I would encourage anyone that wants to travel or say they want to not just see the world, but experience different cultures, consider doing a volunteer project. You know, whether it's downloading an app, whether it's just talking to people, if anyone needs help with a project, you don't even have to travel. Like, you could also do it even within your community. Just help someone else out and maybe learn something new.
I think that most of the people, they want to travel, but they think that they cannot save enough money to travel the way they want. And one advice that works for me is like, don't be attached to travel in a certain way. Maybe that's all you know, and that's how you think the things work, right? Like traveling to resorts or hotels or things like that.
There are lots of alternative ways to travel.
Yeah, I would like to say that if you really want to travel and experience the world, this is a good option. It's one of many options probably that you have. If you go outside of your comfort zone, as we said, you can experience maybe things that you could never imagine you will experience, good or bad. They're always a learning, right? A friend once told me like, oh, your life is like a movie because everything happened to you. And I think it's because I decided to be open to life. We just want to clarify that we are not experts at any topic about farming. We have some knowledge about farming, but we are learning with these guys, and at the same time we are helping them. So it's a win-win, and I think that you don't need to be expert to do a certain job. You just need to have the desire of doing it, and that's enough.
People that tell me that they want to see the world, I tell them to watch National Geographic. It's a lot cheaper than buying a plane ticket. But if you want to experience the world and experience different cultures, I think doing a volunteer project is a great opportunity to do just that.
Ay, está muy lindo el atardecer. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you like our channel.